Hi everyone, it's Kelly. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be sharing with you today some channeling from a 13th dimensional maiden, as she calls herself, and her name is Isla, and she will be sharing some light language with us. So if you get to a point and you're driving or something, you might want to pause and come back to the process when you're not driving and you're in a state of relaxed, dedicated space. So I'm going to refer to my notes. If you're new to my channel, you can find out more about me by visiting my website, kelly-hampton.com. I'm not a trance channel, so my eyes are open, but I have this content I discovered that I thought would be, hope would be a wonderful thing to add to my channel that you might enjoy. So I will be looking down and referring to it. So let's get started. Alrighty, so Isla, she said, I am a maiden from the 13th dimensional plane. I hope to be of great service in this dire time on planet Earth. We will discover the timelines for complete unity, understanding, and love, and how each earthling can contribute to this. We will work with light language in various ways suitable for the beginner as well as the advanced light worker star being. First of all, I ask her some questions. First of all, Isla, can you describe what you look like? I said, most of us know that life forms in other galaxies can be humanoid, and we also know that some are not. And she said, of course. I'm happy to do that. In Earth terms, I'm approximately 8.5 feet tall. I'm considered humanoid. I walk upright almost all of the time. I do have a tail, but it is not at all like a reptilian tail. It is tiny. I never use it as a weapon, nor do I carry the same intent. My tail, however, does have healing properties. I have 2 arms, though much shorter than yours, and 2 eyes, which are almond-shaped. My skin is very light, white, transparent at times, and very, very smooth. My features are considered beautiful, as humans are considered beautiful amongst your planet, of those of your race. I do not have what you would call hair, but rather a covering that serves various purposes, one of which is to conduct energy similar but more advanced than your radio towers. She said, is this enough of a description for now? And I replied, yes. I asked her to describe what the 13th dimension was like and what galaxy or planet she inhabits. And Isla replied, I am aware of great suffering on your planet, as all of us are aware here on Hilarion, a planet in the 3rd dimensional sphere of light. This is how I would refer to it. Hilarion, and I'll have the spelling below in the description, is a wonderful exalted galaxy comprised of many planets. Perhaps part of you are wondering truly, what does a 13th dimensional feminine being have to contribute to my personal life? To this I respond, I hope very much. She said, is educating someone about other dimensions to overcome the evil which is currently an overlay upon your earth helpful? Is it helpful to know how you can also embody 13th dimensional frequencies? Will it be helpful to understand the 12th, how the 12th dimension differs from the 13th and the 14th, and where your human race is heading? She said. Might it be helpful to know how to connect with myself and other intergalactic feminine guides? I hope so. Might it be of value to comment on the timeline for complete unity and love on your planet, and how you can contribute to these? These are a few of the items I intend to explore. She went on to say, before we get too immersed in these concepts, I would like to begin with my invocation or prayerful protection and enlightenment. And it goes like this. it's some syllables and sounds. I'll do my best to recreate what I heard telepathically. Om na dila fati om na na tanka. She said, does anyone know what was just said? She went on to say it's a simplified version of light language, or what you call light language. And it means, I who have everything within me, unite myself with all the galactic forces. She said, let us try another. Nanakio Isla nan givo trilio hini. She said, anyone feel this? You all have any idea what this means? Maybe I should save that and put it in the description later. She said, shall we try another one? Kokoi todoki ki pinifi fikofi. She said, you see, various light races all have their own light languages. These are ours from Hilarion, and that's spelled Hilarion. She said, I slowed the vibration is similar to unity consciousness will embrace one and all. So in human English, the prayer is, I who have everything within me, unite myself with all the galactic forces. Keep love in front of our minds as we enter a new age. Unity consciousness will embrace one and all. She said, I've slowed this vibration down so that it can be interpreted in written context for now. Then I asked her if she would go, explain further into the timeline for complete unity. And she said, as an ambassador of light, deem the following truths. Humankind will not be in lockdown. I deem that humanity will rise up from tyranny once and for all. I deem that those in charge of darkness from regions outside of our earth and our Christed light will bow down to the Almighty Creator, who will impart her grand wisdom over all souls on earth. I deem that the timeline for complete unity will be in place by 2024. And by the way, that's the same year, that's the same year that another guide, I believe it was Michael, Archangel Michael, mentioned in another upload here on my channel. I deem it that no longer will devices called artificial intelligence be implanted into human beings for destructive means. I deem that presently, to my knowledge, 15 million motherships are circling the earth, ready to present themselves in the right timeline for this. I went on to offer, I asked her, can you offer some ways that we can learn to work with light language, some other ways? And she went on to say, using light language that is encoded with highly charged particles is nothing new. It may be new to some of you here, but light language and other highly charged star codes, which are slightly different vehicles of transmutation, have been circling your planet for eons of time. However, much like human ears cannot hear what a dog's ears can, for example, during denser times they could not be accessed. Soon, older forms of communication will be fading away completely as new means of communication take hold. I will be excited to share some initiations with the group. So if you want to pause and get yourself in a dedicated space, she's going to have a couple processes coming up. She said one method will involve moving away from any distractions and placing ourselves in a cosmic bubble. I will describe. With eyelids closed and chins lowered, I invite the group collective to give praise to 5 elements in their lives. What are elements? She asked. To those in my dimension or consciousness, Elements are constraints or principles which guide us. So silently give praise to 5 elements which now guide you. Perhaps a principle you're guided by is truth. If so, that is 1. Perhaps another element is compassion. If so, that's 2. She said, do you understand? Another element is kindness. Again, if you'd like to write down the 5 that you've thought of in our comments for our group, I think that would be wonderful. It's just an option. Isla said, I will place an object in everyone's right hand right now. So if you want to extend your hand, it is wrapped in an energetically, so visualize this if you don't have your channels open, okay? It is wrapped in an energetically charged cosmic bubble. And what makes up a cosmic bubble? Plasma fields of light. This is one method you can use to learn to use light language. But as we have just begun the initiation, once you have been initiated, the process will flow much more easily and fluidly. It can be accessed individually when desired. Then when we are finished, I would like to instruct those of you interested in where to direct the encoded charges, she said. Take your left hand and place it over the object in your right, if you're doing this with us, and feel it